Hello and welcome to the 2018 Angling Trust RiverFest Final. Today we've got 72 anglers lined up along the banks of the county ground and the quarry sections of the River Severn at Shrewsbury. This is the culmination of a competition that started way back in June. We've had 24 qualifiers on different rivers all around the country. 3 anglers went through from each, leaving us with the 72 finalists. Over the course of this weekend, it's a 2-day event. We've got £40,000 up for grabs, and the winner's going to get £13,000 of this. Let's go and see how they're doing.
When I qualified, yeah, I was over the moon, you know, and at the end of the day, you've got to be in it to win it. So, yeah, I'm, you know, it's fantastic to be actually in the final. And it's great to meet up with old friends, people, this sport, you've got so many anglers that you know, maybe on Facebook, in the media, and you all come together from all parts of the country. So I think, yeah, it's great.
The event itself, fantastic, I think. Rather than only pay out sort of a winner or maybe a couple of places like some of the big events, it's top 10 places, sections of 6 anglers for money each day, so everybody has something to fish for every day. Big events can be a bit demoralising. You're sort of halfway through, you're out of it, and that's it. You don't even want to be sat there fishing. Where with this, obviously that doesn't happen. You're still fishing right till the last minute of the last day. So fantastic event in my opinion.
The final venue is absolutely gorgeous. The place that you fish is beautiful. There's plenty of fish in it, although the top end's a little bit harder. You've obviously got to draw well. But on the whole, I think the final and the venue is brilliant. It's a proper, really good competition for anglers that want to fish like natural waters, as opposed to commercials, because a lot of the money these days tends to go towards that side of the sport. But this is something that really sort of brings out the best in all your natural water anglers. I mean, you only have to look down the list of names for the anglers that are here. You know, absolutely amazing, really, list of names. So to be competing against them is privilege, really, to be honest, and I hope we catch a lot of fish. Yes.
well, I might not be able to draw good pegs and qualify for the final myself, but I think I've been pretty good at predicting today's winner all the way through. I really fancied Lee to do well up on peg 11. We've just weighed in. I can't really see anybody beating him down the bottom end. You've had £28.10.
I believe so, yeah.
You saw it, mate.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Great weight. Absolutely superb weight. Watched you. It's been an interesting day for you, isn't it? I mean,
Yeah.
you started off. Just talk me through your match. I mean,
To be honest, I drew this peg 2 years ago on the qualifier and actually won the match that day. So when I drew and Phil said, you're on the same peg, it gave me a lot of confidence straight away. Kicked off on the feeder that day and caught a big chub, and I've kicked off on it today.
Was that the same conditions? Similar
Very
conditions that
similar,
day?
yeah, very similar. And I've had a chub today after about 30 minutes, about £2.5. So it bought me a little bit more time, and I fished it for an hour. Didn't have any more.
Yeah.
I had a few smash maggots. I thought I might catch a few dace on the waggler. Anyway, I've gone on the waggler and about 20 runs through. Haven't had a bite, so I've picked up my lighter rod, and I've had one £5 on 010, second or third chuck.
Yeah.
Picked my other waggler back up. Caught 2 or 3 in as many chucks. Just kept plundering away and catching a few. I've only caught 2 the last 2 hours. But
what's been apparent today when we came down and we talked about it first thing is that the conditions all the way up around this bend has been great.
It has. It's been.
I mean, so many
been
times
really good with the wind. It's
you
been
come
really
here,
kind.
you have a downstream wind,
Yeah.
you can't fish it properly. You've been able to get your bait
I've been
out a
able
long
to feed
way.
today.
How much bait have you got through?
Probably fed about 2.5 points. So not a great deal.
All
really.
maggots,
All
nothing else?
maggots, yeah.
No emp or castors?
No, just maggots.
Excellent.
Caught them all on. I've had a couple on single bronze and the rest on double bronze.
And shot in, I mean, how deep? About
It's
5?
only about 5 foot deep, and
Okay.
it shallows up as you
So
go
you've had a
down.
straight wag on, you've got an insert wag
I've had
as
an
well.
insert set up as well, but to be fair, I've just fished the heavier rod out the two.
What you had down the line?
Just 2 8s and a 10.
Yeah, it's nice and simple.
Yeah,
isn't it?
really
Just keep
simple,
going.
lovely peg to fish.
I noticed as well, you kept busy with the catapult you were feeding.
Yeah,
all the
especially
time.
towards the end, because obviously I weren't catching at all, and I have had only 2 in the last 2 hours. I had one with about 40 minutes to go.
Okay, so we've got £28.10
Yeah, great start.
in the bank, right? So now you go into the B section.
Yeah.
I mean, it's fished well down there today.
Yeah.
We've had a look right down to the bottom. You've got to fancy your chances.
I've gave myself an excellent chance.
Yeah, you've got a great chance, but it's not all over. I mean,
No, I mean, if you know, I've caught that today, and if somebody else does that tomorrow and beats me, then fair play. They've fished really well. It's been a lovely peg to fish for the second time. Simple peg to fish, really.
Well, I'm going to shake your hand and hopefully get some of your luck onto me as well. Well done, mate.
Definitely. No, appreciate it.
Well, what a day one that's been. We've had some cracking weights today, much better than a lot of people thought under these conditions. The river's been, if anything, a little bit too low. I mean, I think we could have had about another foot of water on. It's always worth, when you come into these sort of venues, checking with the Environment Agency river lines. You can check levels all the way throughout the country. Today, this has been reading just over 0.5 of a metre. To give you some idea of what you really want in this sort of water, around about a metre in October, November time is about right. The match itself, well, we've seen all sorts of methods in play today. We've seen wagglers, poles, we've seen bollos, stick floats. The winner, Lee Harris, has been up on peg 11. He's had £28 of chub. He's had 1 on a maggot feeder, and he's had all the rest on a waggler. We then thought, I mean, the way I was looking at the match throughout the day, I was thinking probably £15 or £16 might be second, but we've had a real battle going on in the 40s. Adam Richards has had £24, Lee Wright's had just over £20, so what looked at one point like it could be a foregone conclusion for Lee Harris hasn't turned out to be that way at all. So going into day 2, I think we could have a situation where I think it's going to be a 3-way battle. You never can be quite sure here though, because if you look further down the list, we've had 23 people with more than £10 today. You know, anything could happen. If somebody gets on a shoulder chub again tomorrow, you could end up with another 20, you know, a £30 winning weight, and it could be that Lee Harris bombs out altogether. But at the moment, if I was a betting man, Lee Harris for me would still be the favourite because of the nature of the zones that we've got. We've got the 2 zones in system. Lee's going to be going down to B zone on day 2, and I think he'll probably end up catching enough down there to hold on to it. But Hey, I haven't got a clue, and I wouldn't put too much money on it if I was a betting man. So it's been a great day one, been a fantastic day one. Lots of good weights, loads of things for people to see. I mean, the species that have been caught today, we've had chub, we've had dace, we've had roach, we've had perch, you name it. We've had barbel lost. Someone had played a barbel almost to a standstill on the surface and the hook came out, so that was lost. So great day one. I'm really pleased how it's gone. I'm thinking we're going to have a great day two as well. See you there. Right, we've just come to the end of day two, and it's been one hell of a battle, as I thought it would be. We've had the two Lees, Lee Wright and Lee Harris, down in the 60s. Lee Harris is on 66, Lee Wright's on 63. I've watched them quite a lot throughout today, and they've both been catching almost fish for fish at stages. They've both been catching one on a pole, interdispersed with a bit of waggler fishing, but I think they've done enough to sort of hold on to top positions. Adam Richards is down on peg 88. He struggled. He's really struggled today. Unless he had a burst in the last sort of half an hour or so, which I very much doubt the way it was looking, he's going to end up with 2 to 3 pound, which could mean that we've got a big change around in the actual list. You know, there's every chance that he could have slid down to sort of 4th or 5th, and somebody else could have jumped up into sort of 3rd place. You never quite know until anyone's weighed in there. People are admitting to 7 or 8 pound, and suddenly they weigh 10 or 12, and as we saw yesterday, even more. So it's been an interesting day. It's been a difficult day, but I think we're going to have one thing's for sure: we're going to have a hell of a close result sheet at the end.
So we'll roll straight into the overalls across the 2 days. We're paying from £1,000 up to 13 grand for the winner today, so a decent payout, I think you'll all agree. 10th on the day was Steve Maher with £21 4 ounces across the 2 days. So 9th and winning £1,100 was Lee Bennett with 21.6. 8th place, another Lee Edwards, 22.3, winning 1,200 quid. 7th place, Mark Downs, 22.14, that was 1,300 quid. 6th place across the 2 days, Lee Gardner, £23 2 ounces. So Ian Hughes in the top 5, he had £24 13, and that was good enough for 1,500 quid. So top 4 all had over £30 across the 2 days, and in 4th was Adam Richards with 31.7, winning £2,000. So it's £4,000 for 3rd place, and the winner was Lee Harries with £36 dead. 2nd place, the all-important runner-up, was £6,000 worth of prize money, and that was James Robbins with £37. So finally, we'll go for the winning check. Yeah, let's go with that one. So it was overall across 2 days, fished 2 great matches, and it was Lee Wright with £38 3.
To win RiverFest feels absolutely amazing. It's a great competition. It's something I've put a lot of time into this year. I've focused all my fishing on natural venues this year, so this is like basically the event I wanted to get qualified for, and ultimately to win. I mean, to win is just an absolute dream, to be honest. It really is. But like I say, I put a lot of time into it, and I've got the rewards. Been a bit lucky, drawn some good pegs, fished to my strengths, and yeah, it's still sinking in, to be honest. It really is. Okay, so day 1, I drew a good peg in A section, peg 49. For those of you that know the river, it can be a good area for big fish, but there can also be some roaching days there. I think there's quite a lot of resident roach there. Seem to sit there as it gets a bit deeper. So basically my plan was to boil it on the long pole, just chuck 6 balls in with nothing in it, and then I cut 4 in with my bait in, so just some hemp and some pinkies inside it. I've then put a lobby line in at 11 metres down my peg for some big fish. Just kept putting a bait dropper on that, and I've also had a couple of wagglers and a bollo rod set up to fish sort of past the end of my pole, but like down my peg. So I'm keeping everything in sort of one area. And to be honest, it worked really well for me. I caught probably, I think it was about 50 or 60 dace on the long pole in the first couple of hours, so I had a good start. There was some stamp fish as well, and then later on when it got a bit harder, I caught quite a lot of big roach. I think I had 18 or 19 in total, fishing a waggler, like sort of off the back of my feed. So I was loose feeding plenty of amp and just a little bit a maggot. I've probably used a pint and a half of maggot all weekend. And yeah, I caught some big roach on that, and then I had two perch on the lobworm as well in 2 chucks, and they were good fit. You know, it probably went 3.5 to 4 pound between them. Good sized fish, and yeah, it gave me £20, £1.5 ounce I think I weighed on the first day. So 3rd in the match and a really good start going into the next day. So okay, day 2. Drew peg 63, which is a couple down from where I drew in the open match a few weeks previous. The week previous. I knew there was some fish in the area. There was a 13 pound off it on the day before as well, but I had a fair idea that I kind of knew what I was going to do with my approach would work again in that area. First thing I noticed about the peg was there's a lot more pace on that one than where I fished the day before, and I had it on 60 the previous week as well, where the flow increases, and I always think that's really good for roach. And I caught quite a lot of roach today, to be honest. So I've virtually fished a mirror match to the Saturday, although I've not caught as many fish on the waggler. I didn't catch any bonus fish on the worm line. But I've kind of just got my head down really all day, and just kept putting something in the net, resting it when it needed resting. So I'd chuck the waggler, catch a couple of fish on the waggler, and then, you know, wait for them to come back up your peg. And once they're confident again, just go in and catch some more fish there. And yeah, I really did not know what I got at the end of the match. A lot of people were asking me. I couldn't give anyone an answer, basically. I just really didn't know. I caught some nice roach up to probably £1.25 pound, some of them. They were big fish. And a lot of days. I've got 100 odd fish, so I knew I'd have a decent weight, but when James weighed in £18.5, I think he had today, I kind of just thought, well, it's all over, and I'm not going to be winning. But as it turns out, my fish weighed really heavy, and yeah, it was amazing. And then there was obviously the drama of Lee weighing in as well, who won the match the previous day and who's come 3rd. And he put £7 something on the scales. He caught a lot of fish, but he caught them really small stamp. So yeah, just enough to win, and I'm absolutely unbelievably over the moon. Really am. I can't even describe how good it feels for me.
So another RiverFest final comes to an end. It's hard to believe really that this is the 6th final that we've had since 2013, and everyone's been a different winner. Fantastic. I often wonder who's going to be the first to win it twice. I've really enjoyed watching this. Hopefully I'll be actually fishing it rather than watching it myself next year. It's great watching, but it's a lot better fishing. We'll be announcing all the dates of the 2019 qualifiers early in January 2019. So I hope you've enjoyed today's coverage, and we look forward to seeing you on the competition next year. Cheers.